We come together tonight as a diverse community, a community of different backgrounds, different beliefs, different presents, and different futures, yet one common goal, and that is the betterment of this city. We come together tonight to seek guidance, wisdom, and discernment during deliberations that transpire this evening. And in doing so, we lift up Councilmember Fitzgerald, Councilmember Joe Garcia, Councilmember Christian Garcia, Deputy Mayor Martinez, and Mayor White. And this evening, we take this moment right now to have a moment of silence for the victims that were fallen in Minneapolis in the tragic shooting at that school. And we will take that moment right now. Amen.
Please join me in the pledge. Ready, begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. This meeting is now called to order, and we'll do a quick roll call. Councilmember Fitzgerald.
Present.
Councilman Joe Garcia.
Present.
Councilman Christian Garcia.
Here.
Deputy Mayor Martinez.
Present.
And I, Mayor White, am here. That brings us on to our one and only proclamation for Pollution Prevention Week. You guys want to join me up at the front? Yeah, everybody. All right. This is for Pollution Prevention Month, September 2025. Whereas the City of Escondido supports clean and safe water, land, and air for our community. And whereas pollution is produced as part of our daily lives, and whereas pollution is carried untreated through storm drains into our nearby creeks and waterways, and whereby pollution prevention protects the quality of our water, land, and air by reducing waste at the source and by emphasizing water conservation, recycling, waste reduction, energy efficiency, and other best practices that reduce impacts on the environment. And whereas proper management of waste is key to preserving our environment and strengthening our economy. And whereas National Pollution Prevention Week, in the third week of each September, is an opportunity for everyone to recognize the value of pollution prevention and to work together as a community towards a prosperous and sustainable future. And whereas increasing awareness and attention on pollution prevention is in the best interest of Escondido's environment, public health, economy, and municipal efficiency. Now, therefore, I, Dana M. White, Mayor of the City of Escondido, do hereby proclaim the month of September 2025 as Pollution Prevention Month, and hereby urge all citizens and businesses of the City of Escondido to become participants in local and regional pollution prevention activities. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Emma Potrotz, and I work in the Escondido's Environmental Programs team under Utilities. I want to thank City Council for taking time to recognize September as Pollution Prevention Month in Escondido. Pollution prevention is any activity that reduces, eliminates, or prevents pollution at its source. This is an effort that involves all of us, so thank you all to all the city staff who work every day to keep our community clean and safe, and to all the members of the public who take small actions every day to prevent pollution. I would like to invite you all to participate in our community's pollution prevention efforts this month by joining our division for events throughout the month of September. You can join us for our Water Smart Garden Design Seminar on Saturday, September 6th. Conserving water through landscape design and practices can help reduce pollution from runoff, keeping our waterways clean and healthy. Our recycling and waste management team will also be hosting a hands-on compost workshop on Saturday, September 13th. Your organic waste can help keep it out of landfills, thereby reducing carbon emissions. And using compost in your garden also helps retain moisture and reduce erosion. And for our younger residents, we have partnered with the Escondido Public Library to bring the new Watershed Literacy Program to the Children's Library. So kids can pick up an activity packet and jump into a self-guided exploration of watersheds, pollution prevention, and environmental stewardship by visiting the Children's Library in the North County Mall. And last but not least, please come to our Coastal Cleanup Day on Saturday, September 20th. Coastal Cleanup Day is an annual partnership with I Love a Clean San Diego, and Escondido staff will host 2 sites, one at Reedy Creek near the city's police and fire headquarters, and one at Dixon Lake. You can sign up for one or all of these events by visiting the Environmental Programs webpage under Education and Outreach. We kept them all on different weekends. So we hope to see you guys there.
Thank you. Can we get a picture with everybody?
Okay, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Congratulations.
Awesome. Thank you for that. We'll now move on to our report out of closed session.
Thank you, Mayor. The City Council heard 3 matters in closed session this evening. All council members were present. 1 matter is appropriate for a public report. In the claim of Flatiron Dragados West LLC, the City Council approved by a vote of 5-0 the settlement of all claims, the terms of which will be included and committed to a written settlement agreement that will be available once executed. Nothing further to public report.
All right, thank you. We'll move on to non-agenda public comments.
Yes, we have a few. Stephen Wheeler. Do not see Mr. Wheeler here. Courtney Cabral.
I don't know if you can tell after all these weeks, but I have a fear of public speaking, so this is huge for me. Good evening, Mayor, Deputy Mayor, Council members. My name is Courtney Cabral. I'm the President of the Board for the Escondido History Center. We would like to invite each of you and everyone from our community to come together for the Escondido's longest-running tradition, Grape Day Festival. Since 1908, this event has celebrated our city's history and spirit with food, music, and fun. This year's festival will take place September 13th, 12 to 6 p.m. Also, something exciting to state, during this event, we will also be collecting the oral histories of the Latinos in Escondido. We are interested in documenting and preserving the personal stories of historic Escondido. I encourage everyone to attend and help honor and carry forward this important piece of Escondido's history. Thank you all.
Our next speaker is Maria Wallace.
Good evening, Mayor and Council members. For the past 30-plus years, Escondido has been my home, and I love my city. During those years, we have to move a couple times overseas and to the East Coast. We served and represented the armed forces. We are a military family. Deployments were very tough, but we always kept coming back to Escondido. We saw the growth of our city. The best Mexican food was in the West, and our people provided the perfect ingredients for the best meal. Nuestra gente proporcionó los ingredientes perfectos para el mejor platillo. Immigrants are an integral part of the American history and what it means to be an American. Just listen to some statistics. 20%, 1/5 of members of the military are Latinos. We love, we care, and we defend our country. $8.5 billion in taxes is what undocumented immigrants contribute to our public service, and many cannot benefit from it. But do you know who benefits from those taxes that the undocumented immigrants are paying into the system? The citizens of California benefit from it. Plus, immigrants in California are responsible for over $1 trillion in economic output. We invest in our economy. I also think that it's very important to note that being a Latina or being of Mexican descent doesn't make me a criminal. The ACLU Immigrants' Rights Project states that undocumented presence alone is not a violation of the federal criminal law. Also, immigrants care and respect the laws of this country, and a study shows that. The Brennan Center for Justice did a study and found that, and I quote, undocumented immigrants are 33% less likely to be incarcerated than people born in the US. End quote. Council members and mayor, thank you for listening to these very important facts. And thank you for sending the letter in support of immigration reform. Thank you so much.
No further public on this item.
Okay, that takes us to the consent calendar. Tonight, items 1 through 6 are on consent, and I'll go ahead and make the motion to approve items 1 through 6 as consent.
I'll second.
Any other questions or comments? If not, we'll vote.
Voting is open. Motion approved, 5-0.
Awesome. That takes us to item 7, which is the 2025 Sanitary Sewer Management Plan.
All right. Good evening, Mayor, Deputy Mayor, and City Council members. My name is Kyle Morgan, the Interim Director of Utilities, and I'm here tonight to give a brief presentation on the city's updated sewer system management plan. In this evening's presentation, I'll give a brief overview of the city's SSMP, key compliance updates, next steps, and the recommended action for City Council tonight. On December 6, 2022, the State Water Board adopted updated general waste discharge requirements, giving agencies 3 years to update their sewer system management plans and comply with the new order. SSMPs are required for all agencies that own and operate sewer systems 1 mile or greater in length. These planning documents ensure proper operation, maintenance, and management of the city's sewer system with the goal of preventing sewer spills and protecting public health and water quality. The SSMP provides standards with clear procedures for emergency response, inspecting, cleaning, and maintaining the sewer system with an emphasis on prioritizing high-risk areas to reduce the likelihood of sewer spills. When sewer spills do occur, the SSMP outlines the response procedures the city's wastewater staff will take to contain, mitigate, and report the spill to the proper regulatory agencies. The SSMP is a living document, and under the new order, agencies must follow standardized requirements for auditing and updating. The SSMP must be audited every 3 years and updated with City Council approval every 6 years. Some key regulatory updates include enhancement to emergency preparedness. As a part of the update process, the city's spill emergency response plan was revised, and staff receive annual training on response procedures, spill volume estimation, and reporting requirements. Spill emergencies are managed within the Wastewater Department Operations Center. Submission of an electronic copy of the city boundary map that shows wastewater infrastructure into the state's online portal that will be accessible to State Water Board staff to allow for more transparency. Limited access of this map would be made available to the public with protections in place to protect the security of critical wastewater infrastructure. Climate and system resiliency, by addressing risks from flooding, drought, wildfires, and power outages. This includes preparing for emergencies that could impact the city's 380 miles of sewer pipeline or the 11 lift stations. And finally, prior to the adoption of the new general order by the State Water Board, the previous versions of the SSMP were approved by staff and the city manager. Moving forward, it's now required that City Council also approves the updated SSMP. This slide shows the timeline of events required by the State Water Board. At year 1, implementation of the updates to the SSMP into the wastewater division's duties, and conduct staff training on emergency response. Additionally, the approved SSMP will be uploaded to the city's website. At year 3, the audit will be conducted to gauge the effectiveness of the SSMP and to ensure staff is meeting the goals and objectives. As a result of the audit, if we identify any areas to improve, we will immediately implement and document the changes in a change log. At year 6, staff will update the SSMP with identified changes as a part of the auditing procedure and bring it back to City Council for approval and post on the city's website. Staff is recommending City Council adopt resolution number 2025-103, approving the city's updated sewer system management plan. And with that, that concludes my presentation, and I'm available for any questions.
Do we have any public comments on this item?
None.
No? Okay. I'll turn it over to the City Council for any questions or comments.
Yes, I do have a couple of questions. Could you go back to slide 3? Slide
Yep.
3. So on this, did any funding come from the state for the upgrades or improvements, or is that something that fell on?
So this plan is, there's no financial impact to the city for this. This is just, we use a consultant to help us prepare the plan, so we just budgeted for the cost of the consultant to help us prepare the plan.
So this is just part of the ordinary budget?
Correct. It's
so
just
it
a
didn't-
change in regulatory, yeah.
Excellent. All right, and then I just wanted to note that on page 5, with the digital mapping, I think that is a great community service, and I love the transparency. And with, you spoke about, when we talked about climate and system resiliency, you know, in times of storms or emergencies, is there somewhere on the website that gives updates and notifications? I've seen really good updates on a lot of the spills on Facebook and social media, but for something that is climate related, is there a platform or somewhere where they can go to the city to get
As of now,
information?
I don't believe there is on for any climate change.
Anything that could
effects,
impact
yeah.
flooding and,
Yeah.
okay. All right. I'd just like to maybe look into that. That would be
Absolutely.
just for public safety. Yeah, good job, and good job being the interim director, Kyle.
Yep.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Would you like to make a motion?
Yes, I would motion to approve this
I'll second it.
item.
And I'll second what Councilmember Fitzgerald said. Thank you for serving as interim.
Yep.
Feels like things are going smoothly, so much appreciated.
Thank you.
Are there any other questions? Yeah, go ahead.
So if, we're talking about flooding, if I have the areas in the city when it does, you know, I do get alerts when there's a flood alert. I don't know if it's Alert San Diego that sends them out, but when there's a flash flood warning, you know, I get those alerts on my text, on my phone. But if there are areas of the city that I know flood regularly when it rains, is that something that would be incorporated in this plan, or what would be the best way of alerting?
This is strictly about the system itself. So that's a different conversation. This is the department's response to emergency situations. So I think what you're referencing is the overall emergency management plans in a flooding situation that would have multiple impacts. This is what the staff will use to mitigate issues that arise in a flooding circumstance, but are impacting specifically the sewer system.
Got it.
in that
So that could
space.
be like a pipe breaking and things like that?
Absolutely.
Got it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, I have a motion and a second. Please vote.
Voting is open. Motion approved, 5-0.
Awesome. Takes us to our final item, item 9, which is the City Council Facility Use Policy. Item 8.
All right, Honorable Mayor, members of the City Council, Zach Beck, City Clerk. I'll be going over the Council Facility Use Policy for your edification this evening. Starting with what the background is, we're going to give you an executive summary, policy overview, as well as the recommended action. Summary is as follows. I'd request that City Council adopt Resolution 2025-106, the Council Facility Use Policy, which establishes clear procedures for 2 event types, community public forums as well as neighborhood celebration events. This will create a structured framework for community engagement and ensure Brown Act compliance. There is a need for this policy because currently we do not have one. It creates uncertainty regarding facility usage, unclear scheduling priorities, as well as questions about how to comply with the Brown Act. And the council's vision is to increase direct community engagement and provide a structured constituent interaction opportunities. Now, the City Council Facility Use Policy was drafted by a subcommittee that consisted of Mayor Dave White as well as Deputy Mayor Consuelo Martinez, and they conduct these 2 different events that we're going to be moving forward with: public forums and neighborhood celebrations. A little background on the public forums. Those will be coordinated by the city clerk's office. The purpose is to provide an interactive meeting for constituent questions as well as policy discussions. The key features will include 14-day advance notice requirement, up to 4 events per fiscal year per council member. This will be available at city facilities as well as school district facilities, and it'll focus on neighborhood issues, policy discussions, and project updates. Then we have neighborhood celebration events. These are community celebrations of up to 300 attendees. The key features here: you'll have a 90-day advance notice requirement, up to 2 events per year, per fiscal year, per council member. This will celebrate achievements, cultural heritage, seasonal occasions, and it brings residents together in a festive environment. Think like the Earth Day celebration or perhaps a sister city event that you would do. There's a simple application process. Simply, you'd fill out a form, send it to myself in the city clerk's office or Lori in the city manager's office, and then we'd be able to coordinate for you. Obviously, the neighborhood celebration requires a bit more of a comprehensive review because it's a bit more complex, whereas the community public forums are pretty much a cut and paste approach where we mostly doing them at city school district facilities. Now, to go over the quick list of city facilities that we have for these events: council chambers, Mitchell Room, Parkview Room, Training Room 1, various community centers, our park and recreation facilities, and any other city venue that is designated by the city manager. One thing you're not going to see listed in this is a private venue option. We're only going to engage with the school district, and that is going to be the next one I want to show you. School district facilities are going to be exclusively used for the community public forums, and there's over 21 schools where we can actually host these at. These are all within the elementary school district. We are coordinating as well with the high school district to provide additional opportunities. The benefit here, though, is that we do cover all the council districts with these various locations to try and bring those discussions closer to people in their specific neighborhoods. Now, we provided some legal safeguards in this overall policy, specifically measuring council participation against current subcommittee assignments, as well as prohibiting Brown Act meetings as part of the facility use, requiring proper notice and transparency, making sure we have campaign finance law protections, strictly prohibiting campaign activities with these events, no fundraising activities allowed, no events promoting political candidates or ballot measures, and a clear separation from city business and personal political use. The prohibited activities, as mentioned previously: campaign activities of any kind, fundraising for any purpose, private celebrations or personal events, events promoting political candidates, activities discriminating against protected classes, events charging admission fees, alcohol consumption, or Brown Act meetings. So tried to cover the gambit there. Got a lot of different things we can't do, but we want to focus on what we can do. The promotion, we're going to actually work really closely with the communications department to provide a uniform promotion of these different events. For example, all events will be promoted on the city's website. Social media will be promoted specifically for neighborhood celebrations, as well as for public forums where we anticipate 50+ individuals attending those meetings, as well as multi-council member events. For clarification for the council members, there's a lead council member that can request any of these events. If another council member wants to join with them, that event will be accounted against both, but we want one council member who's kind of leading the effort and coordinating directly with staff. Specifically on the neighborhood celebrations, that'll become most relevant because those are more complicated. And we're also going to have custom signage provided for each individual council member. So when there's a public forum for, say, Councilmember Joe Garcia or Councilmember Christian Garcia, it'll say public forum, Councilmember Joe Garcia, and that's going to be across the board for all of the elected representatives. Now, there's a few benefits that we get from this policy. One is we have structured opportunities for direct constituent interaction, neighborhood-focused celebrations and discussions, clear pathway for addressing urgent community issues. This is going to be relevant when certain things do come up and we need to have a discussion in the community about it. Enhanced transparency is one of the priorities for the council. And for the city, streamlined scheduling process, legal protections, standard procedures, and a sustainable framework. Recommendation is to approve this policy. It provides balance between community engagement and responsible resource use, clarity in procedures and expectations, legal protection through compliance standards, and sustainability for ongoing community interaction. And the request is to adopt Resolution 2025-106, establishing the City Council Facility Use Policy. And I'm here for any questions that you may have.
Thank you. Do we
And
have
there's
any
no public on
comments?
this item.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I want to thank Zach and also the deputy mayor for working with me on this. This is, I think, a long time coming. I know each one of us likes to spend time in the community in our own right, and a couple of us have been itching to do another town hall, and finding a venue can be pretty challenging sometimes. So I look forward to utilizing this policy, and I will go ahead and make the motion to approve resolution number 2025-106.
Second?
Perfect. Would you like to speak to?
Sure, thank you, Mayor. Yes, this was great, and it is a long time coming. I know certain circumstances have arose when there is like a tragedy in the community, you know, a death or a traffic issue. Having protocols and procedures in place for us to be able to convene our constituents, to have these conversations with them is really important. So, and I just love that we have the community meeting format and then the neighborhood celebrations. So I'm excited about this, and that we'll get official kind of logos like all the other elected officials do around the county, right? So, yeah, I just want to also thank the mayor, and thank you, Zach, for capturing everything so succinctly and always just having beautiful, organized presentations.
Thank you very much.
No questions, just a comment. Very well done, very thorough, and this is going to be very helpful. I look forward to taking advantage of this.
So, yeah, this has been something that's for a long time. A number of us have been wondering about and asking questions, so thank you very much for putting in the time to do this. I do have some questions, some concerns. For the or clarification probably is a better term, neighborhood celebration events. Community celebrations up to 300 attendees. Sister Cities is one that you mentioned. We already have a community event that is more than 3 times the amount, 4 times the amount of these people, and it's only twice.
I can speak to, or Sean, do you want?
How does that work?
So in essence, it's because the special event permit is 300 people or above. So if there's additional events where you're anticipating less than 300, that's where this would fall under. But
So this is, we're piloting this. I don't know how much staff, time, and resource, but it's intent to take place on city property at a location, and it's a neighborhood celebration. So I would say that Sister City stuff goes beyond that. That's a citywide celebration. This is something for a council member to take advantage of in their district, and they want to do something directed to a neighborhood or community. I don't know where this is going to lead, and I've made it clear to the mayor and the deputy mayor that the reason it's working through the city manager's office is I may have to call timeout on a particular event as it rises to a level that goes beyond this particular enterprise, or if things start to conflate. You also notice it is a 90-day planning time. I'm also, as experience dictates, I may need to extend that period of time. Yeah. But it is a neighborhood-focused celebration for a council member to partake on, and we'll learn a little bit as we go through it. But it is not a citywide celebration. It is to focus on neighborhood celebrations.
Okay, thank you for that clarification. The other question I have is I unfortunately had to help a family, or it was a tragic situation, very unfortunate, and I was requested by the family to help them use one of our city parks. One of our baseball fields, because the young man had played baseball there. So if I was the conduit to help the family get that, would that be considered one of, as a council member, one of the events, celebration event?
So as I said, we will go through this process together. Some things might rise beyond this. But I always think it's a good place to start in this conversation. But I wouldn't want to forecast where that goes, and we might need to tinker and change some things. But it is to create an opportunity to hold a neighborhood gathering. I think it's a celebration. I think what you're talking about might be a slightly different use of a city facility. And may need to be responding to the current conditions out there.
Okay, yeah, and I probably should have started with this. I think this is a well-balanced approach to to help all of us as we work through this. But those were a couple of questions that I had. And that concludes my questions. Thank you. And I will support this. By the way.
No questions? Okay. I have a motion and second. Let's vote.
Voting is open. Motion approved, 5-0.
Awesome. Does anybody have anything they'd like to add to a future agenda? I do, as I would like to place a resolution in opposition of Proposition 50 on the next City Council meeting agenda. All right. Councilmember Subcommittee reports and other reports. Councilmember Fitzgerald.
Thank you. The only update I have, which is actually a really good one. So today I attended a business development, economic development meeting with the mayor, and it was organized by our Director of Economic Development, Jennifer Schoeneck, and a realtor, Sabrina Covington, where she brought in some businesses and some developers talking about the vision of downtown and how we could keep improving it. It went very well. So many people are really invested in the vision in what we want as a community, and so it's exciting to see what's going to come of that. Also, just a reminder, the Grape Day 5K is just around the corner. It's going to be on September 13th. Please come and run. There are some sponsored spots, so if you know somebody that wants to run, can't afford it, just have them reach out to the Escondido Sunrise Rotary Club or Google the Grape Day 5K, and we can help you out there. This Friday is Música en la Plaza. It's going to be from 7 to 9 p.m. Again, that is a free event, and it's really good, especially coming to the end of summer. It's going to be one of the last few times before it starts getting chilly, so I hope you can make it out. Just a couple of things coming up for you to mark your calendars on. October 18th is going to be the Indigenous Festival. So this is not a Kumeyaay, San Pasqual Kumeyaay event. This is an all-tribe event, which is going to be taking place on the 18th. If you want to look into that, find out what's going on, it's going to be really spectacular. And then the next day, just a reminder, is the Escondido Street Fair. It's going to be put on by the Escondido Chamber of Commerce. And also a part of that, it's going to be the Green Expo, and they're going to have Green Transportation Exposition, Expo and the Green Expo. So mark your calendar there. And also I'll be taking some tours in my district with the city manager, some park tours to see what we can do to improve those parks to serve the community and get the families out and enjoying the green open spaces. And that's all I have to report. Thank you.
Right. A couple of things to report. Today we had a North County Dispatch JPA meeting, and the majority of the meeting was to thank dispatchers and introduce us to a number of new dispatchers that were hired. So it was a very good meeting. I also had the opportunity to attend the Chicana exhibit at the Center for the Arts this week. Absolutely incredible exhibit. I would encourage everyone to attend that. That'll be running through, I believe, October or November. November, right? So it's absolutely wonderful. So I encourage everyone to do that. And with that, I conclude my report.
All right. I have 3 things, and I'll start with the bad and then move to the good. Starting in October, SDG&E will hit every customer with a new $24 monthly base service charge. It's an extra $288 a year, no matter how much or how little power you use. So be ready for that. As Councilmember Fitzgerald said, I went to that lunch today. It was very nice to be with people who share kind of a grander vision for the downtown area, and people who are willing to invest and make some of that a reality. This week I went to the BIA. The BIA has been hosting a series of workshops, Home Building 101 and Home Building 201. I went to 101 a few weeks ago. Yesterday was 201, and I highly recommend to the City Council if you can make those. They're very educational. Yesterday we went through the entitlement process, EIRs, and all of that stuff, just to get you a little bit more familiar with the process. And pretty soon they will be doing a separate workshop that includes KB homes and the whole fire resiliency like we saw at Dixon Trail. So they'll make sure the council gets invited, planning commissioners get invited, and I highly, highly recommend that workshop. It was really great. And thank you, sir.
All right, thank you, everybody. So we have a Culture Fest coming up this weekend, August 30th. I think if you have the opportunity to go, I think it should be a lot of fun. I know that they've been planning it for quite a bit, and I think it's going to be pretty successful. As always, meeting up with different constituents throughout the city on a regular basis, and I know we're working on some pretty exciting stuff on the east side. I think hopefully it goes through. And as always, thank you to my community for the privilege of serving you.
Alrighty. So last week was the 1-year anniversary of the passing of Angel Ornelas Ponce. He's a young man who died from being hit on his skateboard, and it's been a year, and the family still does not know. No new information has come forward as to who was involved in that accident. So please continue to share that we're the family is still looking for justice, and there's a number that people can call for tips, and it's just really important to just continue to tell this story and to not forget Angel. This Saturday, there's a Washington Park youth mural unveiling at 9 a.m. So the community is invited. Come hear from the youth artists. Come check out the murals at Washington Park. And it's at 9 a.m., so they're doing it a little earlier because of the heat. And then in September, I'll be participating with some nonprofits, local nonprofits, to do a walk audit in my district. And I believe we'll be meeting at Grove Park. So at the next meeting, I'll share the date on when that walk audit will take place. It'll be in the evening, and the community is invited to participate. And I will be at Música en la Plaza. I believe it's B-Side Players. They're an amazing band from San Diego, local band. So that's all I have for today. Thank you.
City Manager?
Nothing to report.
Okay. Do we have any other additional public comments?
None.
All right, then this meeting is adjourned.